Hello, how are you? How's it going? Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I embrace you with my soul, as always, wishing that each and every one of your dreams comes true and that everything flows in perfect harmony. Let's go with astrological recommendations or astrological suggestions from April 6th to the 12th. As you've noticed, and we've all noticed, we've had a very busy and eventful year since this 2026 began. That's because the major planets, as you may already know, have been especially active and influential lately. It's been a time of significant changes and developments, and we've all felt the impact in one way or another. Namely Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, since 2024, started making big changes, sign changes, Pluto in Aquarius. Since November 2024, then comes our dear Neptune in Aries this year, and Saturn in Aries, and in the coming weeks, Uranus in Gemini. What's happening with all those planetary movements? Well, big movements, decision making, determinations, changes in our way of thinking, feeling, and acting. Now that we have Neptune and Saturn in the sign of Aries, there will be big changes, as we've been seeing, where we all analyze, observe, and check our next decisions, or we might be a bit impulsive, depending on each of our signs. But in general, they're moving us toward changes, and those changes are up to each of us, depending on our needs, as we each know which area of our life we need to change. And that's what I love about the planets, that wonderful language, because these changes we're having with Neptune in Aries or Saturn in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius, and here comes Uranus in Gemini. And then in early July, we'll have none other than our dear Jupiter. Jupiter, which is going to move from Cancer to Leo. We've had a lot of fire element in the atmosphere, and we'll have it for a long time. Since Saturn and Neptune are in Aries, and what's happening with that? That's what we're seeing. I'm no longer satisfied with what I'm doing, with what I'm living, with what I'm feeling. That side of me is winning, telling me enough, close cycles, close doors, close windows, do new things, different things, get away from the foolish, the toxic, those who truly, if they faint, instead of coming to, they come to not. Right now, the what is the no that I should do? I don't want to do this because myself, my being, my inner self, my dignity tell me not to do it. It's time to do that thing we had left for later. I'll do it later, in a little while. Oh, we're fine right there. These are times of change, of transformations, of novelties, of opportunities, of truths coming to light, many truths, and in all areas of our lives and of our, in everything. In the family, in ourselves, in the neighbors, at work, in the whole world. Truth. Everything stored comes out. The deceptions, the lies, the betrayals come to light. And this has been felt not just since yesterday or the day before. Pluto in Aquarius entered in November 2024 and will be there until 2044. What does this do? That we're going to find out about many things, but we're also going to bring out everything stored, everything that no longer serves, everything we shouldn't have with us. There's going to be a big change, you'll see. Where do you live? Who are you? What clothes are you wearing? What car do you drive? What do you have? The I have is going to be set aside. Of course, because we as human beings are worth what we are. I do and I have. That's separate. It's I am, I knew it, right? It's being, doing, and having in that order. All those who have truly maintained their being, knowing that we can achieve absolutely everything we want by being good people, honest, authentic, transparent, supportive, empathetic, generous. like you. I assure you that each and every one of you is like that. Because if not, you wouldn't be watching me. You'd be watching somewhere else where they'll talk about weird things, which are also the great changes that beautiful Uranus and Gemini will give us. Of course, because many things will go away from so much information that it's really like when they inflate a balloon and it pops. Where did they get strange information from? The planets are the planets, the conjunctions, the sextiles, the squares. You can't change their names, nor can you say this one yes and this one no. The information we give, those of us who have dedicated ourselves to studying astrology, we are super happy with these planetary changes. Because it doesn't amuse us in the slightest, under any circumstances. In my case, and I say this as Mizada Mohamed, always in the nearly 40 years, or I think more, that I've been speaking not only about astrology topics, but about many other types of topics, it's to give the best, to give a word of guidance. Go this way, go that way. It's like when it's going to rain, it's going to be cold, it's going to snow, there's going to be hail. That's what happens. Those are the planets. The planets tell us about our behaviors. I can't ask an Aries for the same thing as a Gemini or a Pisces. That's why, as my mother would say, children are like the fingers on your hand. They're all fingers, but they're all different. That's how they are. Life within astrology. Right now, we can all make big changes. We can put a lot of effort in. If you know and I reconfirm it with you, I am completely clear and sure that you are beautiful, gorgeous, loving, luminous people with life plans who reach out a hand to lift someone up, not to point at them. Because that's what life is all about. Because everything we've sown, let's be clear, what has been sown? And I'm not talking about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, many years ago, everything you've sown. Well, let me look closer here. Everything that you have sown since 2011, with a change. From Neptune to the sign of Aries, you're going to start seeing your harvest. And since I know that you are loving and spectacular people, it makes me very happy that things go so beautifully for you. In your health, in your love, in your peace, in abundance, and in economic prosperity. Because we are in a time of harvesting, everyone. And I repeat, since I know you are luminous, that is what you are going to harvest. It is a very interesting week. It is a week of a full moon, and it turns waning exactly on the 9th of April. And exactly on that day, we have Mars in Aries. Virgo. There are going to be planets in fire from the 9th of April to the 19th of April. We passed the Aries stellium on the 20th of March. A stellium is several planets in the same sign. And right now, from the 9th to the 19th of April, we are going to have the Sun, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune in fire. I'm laughing because I like it. I like that the fire is present because fire makes us change. And also by being in Aries, it gives us the opportunity to not be left wanting, to not leave things half done, to not be left with doubts, to make things happen. It's a very good time to make our dream a reality. Let's also take advantage of the fact that in April, we don't have retrograde planets. We have a lot of momentum, a great desire to make changes, everyone. It's time to fall in love again, to close cycles, to open new ones. And remember that for love, age doesn't exist. We must always be in love with the here, with the now, with family, and also, why not? With a partner or a companion. And we are all absolutely going to feel that. Because fire energy, well, it moves the soul in all of us. Now I'm going straight to the astrological recommendations. My dear Aries. Well, what can I tell you, my love? The only thing I ask of you is imagine that you are riding on a horse. Little hearts for the little horses, right? With lots of love and lots of pampering, and you're riding along. Go together. Don't you jump and so on. You have to know how to ride. That's what I ask of you for this week. Focus on what you do want, on what you do desire. Focus on where you are. Right now is not the week to go against the current. On the contrary, right now is a week for doing new things. I mean, everything is new. I mean, that you already had it in mind and you're going to put it into action. It doesn't matter that we're in a waning week. That is why I tell you that when there's too much information in the air, I lose you guys. Focus, my dear Aries. Focus. This week is for you to put the cherry on top of the cake. Figure it out. It's a week where fire is at its peak and in your sign. Lars, it's your planet. It's in your sign. Saturn, Neptune, and the sun. Do you want anything else? Strength, energy, desire, spirit, dedication, commitment, take advantage. From the 9th to the 19th, you have not just one key, you have a whole keychain. How do I do it? Make things happen. Just focus. What do I mean when I tell you to focus? Don't ask for your same energy, your same spirit, your same pace from others, my love. It's not possible. I understand you because I'm fire. We want everything now, right now, and at this moment. Yes. And you even more so for being Aries. This is a very important week for you because you're going to receive news, changes, updates, opportunities, and great transformations. Something that you wanted, something that you desired. Back in 2018, that was stalled, that didn't move forward, that didn't happen. Remember that what belongs to us by right of consciousness is ours, and no one takes it away. For you, my dear Taurus, in love, happy, content, fulfilled, well, the sun is coming into your sign. It won't be long before we welcome the sun into your sign this coming April 19th, which I believe is next week. Yes, I mean, next week. This week, take advantage, listen closely, of your social and family relationships so that you move forward more quickly with the plans and projects you have at hand. I know, I don't even have to tell you to keep quiet, not to talk about it, because you like being prudent. Well, some of you do. But anyway, in general, Taurus gets things done and doesn't go around applauding and talking about them. They just do them. This week, you're going to receive something you've been waiting for, which has to do with paperwork, agreements, contracts, deals, important documents. You'll also receive very good news about a family member that will fill your heart with spectacular joy. Through third parties, there's going to be a very favorable change in your financial life. In other words, other people's money will be favorable for something that belongs to you. If you don't have a stable relationship right now, or you want to formalize one, well, it's a very passionate and loving week, my dear Taurus. For the Geminis. Gemini, good news. In love, in romance, in passion, in devotion, in commitment, buying and selling. Small, medium, large, extra large, but very especially something that has to do with travel. Whether it's short, medium, or long trips, but also very clearly contacts with people from other cities or other countries who'll get in touch with you to do something in common, something together. You want to make many changes within the organization of your home, and everything can be achieved. Just take things slowly, keeping your feet on the ground, your eyes toward the sky, your hand on your heart, and remembering that your verbal mental agility is tremendous. So you can be very assertive, right? Because you're very quick, very intelligent, very shrewd, very bold. And suddenly those around you, well, they're not quite getting the message. And that can frustrate you. But if you get frustrated, my love, if what we want is to win, my love, there's a lot of fire in the air. My dear Gemini, if you are air, then let's focus. You are going to win many things this week. Winning means that everything that was stuck, that wasn't happening, that wasn't moving, that was stalled, moves, happens. And you're also going to give back to someone, offering them some support or maybe returning some kindness or perhaps something meaningful that they've given you in the past, because that's a very characteristic trait of yours. Gratitude, it's just who you are, someone who values gratitude and always tries to show appreciation for what others have done for you. For Cancers, there are rebirths, reunions, changes, transformations, news, opportunities, all together, my dear Cancer. With so many planets in fire, you feel very fired up, content, very happy, because besides, you've managed very, very, very well being, doing, and having. That's very clear in me. Cancer knows perfectly well that to have and to do, first you have to be, and you're clear on that. And that's visible, that's felt, and there's no need to ask. It shows. This week, they're going to give you results on something you've been waiting for a long time, which will give you greater freedom of action, where you'll be able to spread your wings, where you'll be able to step out of comfort and ease zones that had nothing of comfort or ease. They were just habits and customs. You've already been gradually removing the blindfold from your eyes, and that's due to many planetary changes, to your experiences, of course, to your falls, to your mistakes that you took as growth for your knowledge, which are your great lessons. Because 1,001 things can happen to you, right, my dear Cancer? But your kindness, your heart, your generosity, no one can take that away. And that always comes back multiply. And this week, you're going to receive very good news that will give you a great breather and much peace in your economic life. Because what you desire is a change for your family, for your loved ones, for Leos, changes in assets. Those are very clearly marked. You have great abundance, great prosperity, and very good changes in your finances. I see everything material as good. It's looking very positive. Where we need to plant our feet is on the ground. We can't just keep moving from one side to the other. Everything you have, I know, is the result of your work, your dedication, your commitment, and your desire to make things happen. But you, truly, with that capacity you have, can do much more than what you've done up until today. Your nobility, your kindness, your dedication, and your commitment speak volumes about you. And right now, with Saturn, the Sun, Neptune, and Mars, from the 9th to the 19th, these are days that favor you. Focusing. When I say focusing, I mean don't get upset. Don't move away from your center. Manage your impulses well. Let your impulses lead you to success. That's what I mean when I say focus your energies. Leo, I understand you. I'm Sagittarius, 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 all of me Sagittarius. I know you want to say absolutely everything you're thinking. What for? If you're going to win, go for it. But the idea is to win. In every sense of the word, physically, mentally, and spiritually, it's a week of triumph, success, abundance, and prosperity. Nothing and no one is going to stop your progress at all. Focus on what you want. You have the strength and the ability to make not just one dream, but several dreams come true. There's attraction, there's chemistry, there's magnetism, there's security, there's dedication, there's commitment. It's a week where you feel fulfilled, full of energy. Good news is coming. Planning or taking trips is coming. Those trips that you call the trip of your dreams, there it is. And then some news that will bring you much joy has to do with your financial life, something you had already given up on. Never give up on things, my love, because what belongs to us, that arrives. Maybe we think, as good humans, it wasn't, why hasn't it arrived? All in the time. What belongs to you by right of consciousness is yours, and no one will take it away. Virgo, are you waiting for good news? Are you waiting for news? Are you waiting for offers? For something new, something different to arrive? Well, it's all ready. It's a week where you'll be going from one place to another. Jumping here, there, and everywhere. Calls, messages, emails. Very hectic. It's a very hectic week with many activities, but very valuable ones. Because it's a week of results. April's a very good month for you. And not only April, for many reasons. Remember that we already had the eclipse, and it was in your sign. Lunar eclipse? Hardly anything. A total lunar eclipse, my love. With a total lunar eclipse, you carry that energy with you for, well, about a whole year. Yes. What are you doing with that energy? Who are you hanging out with? Who are you talking to? Who are you spending time with? What are your thoughts? Remember that you think a lot. You are Mercury. Your mind is in Mercury. And it just recently went direct on March 20th. And the energy, well, it still lingered. And it threw you off balance a bit, right? But after March 23rd or 24th, you said, oh, everything looks so good. Well, yes. And that's just the beginning of what's coming. I repeat, it's a week where you'll receive love, peace, harmony, happiness, and tranquility. Stay away from people who don't vibrate at your same frequency. Where you're going one way and they're going the other. You have this plan and others have a different idea. Because silence is the best thing. I felt like my grandmother when she'd do that to me. Silence is the best thing. Watch who you're talking to, who you're hanging out with, and who you're bouncing your ideas off of. They're your ideas, so you make them happen. Because this week, you're going to have very, very good fortune. And in different areas of your life. You'll realize who should be in your life and who is just what for. For Libras, Jupiter is still in Cancer until June 29th. Yes, until June 29th. What's left? Nothing. Well, this Jupiter in Cancer is giving you good fortune, abundance, prosperity, benevolence, triumphs, and success. Do you want more? Good. Neptune and Saturn and Aries, with the Sun in Aries, are telling you it's time to move forward, to speak, to communicate, to sit in the chair you're meant to sit in. Don't pick the wrong chair to sit in. Take a moment and really think about where you want to be. I know your energy, Libra, your warmth, your kindness, and your generosity, your laughter, your bright smiles, which so often are just little masks you put on to help yourself feel at peace with yourself, even when things are tough. Sometimes you hide your true feelings behind those smiles just to keep the peace, both with others and within yourself. Remember, it's okay to take your time and choose carefully. And that's very natural because you are, well, you're a real firecracker. The thing is, this week, you're going to say, hey, I've come a long way. And it turns out they're taking credit for my work. That means when you give the idea and someone else takes the credit. I made the idea. Well, no. This week will be very interesting for you because you'll realize that many people know exactly who you are, what you want, and where you're going. It's a week of applause, rewards, and recognition with benefits for both you and your family. Big purchases are coming, important purchases, and also something given to you, something that arrives. And it arrives and is given to you because that's how life goes. One receives what they deserve by right of consciousness, and I'm sticking to that. Maybe you won't even notice, But when we least expect it, my dear Libra, as will happen this week or no later than next, you'll get a surprise that will fill your heart with great joy. It could be material goods, it could be something, a house, a car, a trip, a study, a vacation, some vacations, something. But it's definitely coming. My dear Scorpio, opportunities are right there for the taking. Right now, don't overthink things. You've thought it through, you've analyzed it, you know exactly which path you must follow. I know perfectly well that you don't talk, you don't chat. I mean, about your plans, about your projects, your desires, your longings, because that's the main thing we should do, right, my dear Scorpio? Don't talk about your plans because someone will always come along trying to throw us off balance. And you're the kind of person where if your shine bothers them, they should wear sunglasses. You know how to handle being slippery as a greased pig. You're in a perfect era to receive abundance, triumph, success, and prosperity. Pay close attention to your intuition. This week, several planets will make you more of a wizard than usual, more intuitive, more perceptive than normal. There's a lot of passion in your life, a lot of passion in your relationship. It's important to remember that we each harvest what we have sown. Right now, Scorpio is going through moments of very, very important transformations. Transformations that help us make changes. Don't doubt your possibilities. Don't allow under any circumstances, and I'm almost upset for them to come and throw you off balance. Since I'm very close with the planets, they're telling me Pluto in Aquarius, which entered in 2024, is guiding you. It's giving you all your dreams, everything you want. And I know what kind of Scorpio you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching me. You wouldn't be here on this channel. You'd be on others. So I know that you've sown, and everything you've sown has been positive and beautiful. So it's time to harvest it, my dear Scorpio. Sagittarius. Well, it's a week of much fire, and we love it, right, Sagittarius? A perfect time for you. You've already passed the test you had to pass. I know you'll keep facing tests, and you'll keep overcoming them because they are tests that sometimes, in the moment, we don't understand. When cycles close or why things happen, we Sagittarians don't ask why. We ask what for. Bring it on. What's next? That's what's happening. This week, with so much fire, new doors and new opportunities will open for you. In love and romance and passion and work and finances and business, in your way of thinking, feeling, acting, in your health. You'll start taking better care of yourself, exercising, changing your diet, and also a diet of people close to your life, because one thing is being acquaintances and another is being friends. And since you know how to be a great friend, you've already closed cycles, right? Because that's how Sagittarius has been, and it goes on. And Sagittarius has been devoted, sharing, but when they say enough is enough, that's it. And that enough is enough moment, well, it started several months ago, which will multiply starting this week and in the coming weeks because there are so many planets in fire. But that's for the best. Sagittarius, you're in a very important time of knowing who stays in your life and who doesn't, nor you and theirs, of course. I mean, not that it's about ego, but rather it's time to make firm decisions, as you've always done. Now that Neptune moved into Aries and Saturn moved into Aries, well, at the start of the year, and now Uranus and Gemini is coming. On the 26th, I think so, the 25th, yes, April 25th. Until 2033, it will be in Gemini. What am I trying to tell you with this? Saturn, Neptune, Mars and the Sun and fire, you can already feel the energy of Uranus and Gemini. My love, everything that was tucked away in the memory drawer, thinking, I'll do it someday. Because you're very clear about your plans, right, Sagittarius? And you said, someday I'm going to do this. Well, that someday is here. Because starting this year, you're unstoppable, my Sagittarians. Focus, focus. Our centaur, focus on our way of thinking, feeling, and acting. Yes, make decisions, not hastily, not on impulse, not while angry. Changes are coming to our home organization. Many work and professional trips are coming. And there's something beautiful coming to your life, something that will fill your heart with great joy and happiness. It's a reward, a recognition, a gift, something earned, my dear Sagittarius. For Capricorns, all those Capricorns who were looking for a new job or to start something on their own, or an increase in income, or wondering why things don't fall into place when I'm such a hard worker? Don't worry, everything's falling into place. Saturn, your planet, is in Aries. And so many planets in fire will give you all the opportunities you deserve and desire. I know how given, devoted, sharing, intelligent, capable, leading, autonomous, and independent you are. Now you have to learn. That's what's been happening these last few years. Because then you end up doing everything and someone else comes along and says, well, I did it. How, my love? I mean, how? And this week is going to take the blindfold off your eyes. It's going to take the plugs out of your ears so you realize who's for you and who's not. And look, I know you're very intelligent, very intuitive, and very perceptive, but many times, my dear Capricorn, you don't really listen to your intuition, and you really have to listen to it, my love. I know that because of Saturn, you're overcome by what intuition? Well, we all have intuition, my love. Intuition is that sixth sense that's going to lead you by the hand and has been leading you by the hand to the right place and person. This week, your guides, angels, and masters are going to send you great signs and great messages so that you realize who really should be in your life, who's going to vibrate at your same frequency, who's vibrating high, and with that high vibration, they'll make their dream a reality. You want to improve financially, to improve professionally. You want to give the best to yourself and your loved ones. You'll see this week, without it going past the next one, because the two movements that are staying. You'll see. You'll see. My dear Aquarius, you're celebrating, right? Because it's coming. The change of Uranus to Gemini is coming out. Well, it's going to help you a lot. And the energy is already felt. It's not like, oh, exactly on such a day. No, my love, it's like everything. Like the moons, like the eclipses, like the retrogrades. They're felt long before, especially since they're large planets like Uranus. Well, let me tell you, my dear Aquarius, what's been going through your mind for a long time when you'd say, this is what I want, this is what I desire, this is my dream? Well, there it is. You don't have to do anything. It won't even move a hair on your head. You don't even have to open the door. They'll put it right there for you, right by your side. That job, that dream, that desire, that longing, something you worked for, because it's not for free, my love. None of us have it like, oh, how pretty. I mean, you're a go-getter, hard-working, with diligence, with desire, with spirit, with dedication, with commitment. I imagine you've already realized and have been removing many things, many situations, many people from your path, right? The blindfold fell off your eyes. Yes, my love, because you have a huge heart. Because for you, everyone, oh yes, oh, she's my super friend, he's my super friend. It's perfect, because when you start removing the people who don't allow us to grow, move forward, and achieve, well, life starts improving, and that's what's happening to ya. A dream, but that dream you've wanted for a long time, you'll see starting this week. Well, not just one will come to you, several will come. There's a beginning in your relationship of a romantic relationship or formalization in a romantic relationship. You're going to have contact with, it could be a trip with your family, it could be a reunion with your family, it could be an important purchase and an opportunity to make many changes within yourself. I mean, putting yourself at the front of the line, giving yourself your spot, giving yourself your place, which is very important, my dear Aquarius, giving yourself your spot and your place. Because many times you don't give it to yourself. Feel deserving of the abundance that the universe has for you. A week that I like, my dear Aquarius, I like it. If maybe you can, and you believed it because you're a very intuitive and perceptive person. Well, all those dreams or those intuitions and those perceptions that have come to you are what belong to you by right of consciousness, my dear. And for you, my dear Pisces, well, you're more liberated now, right? You've already. Neptune, of course. Neptune in Pisces, well, Pisces is your Neptune is your planet. I understand it perfectly well. But right now that we'll have Neptune in Aries for many years, and that in early July, we'll have exactly, let me tell you, June 29th, it means that we'll already have Jupiter in Leo right now that it's in Cancer. Everything that has to do with family, with the home, and that home and family from a Pisces, well, what can I say? It's important for everyone, for Pisces, for Cancers. It's the ultimate. And, well, you already know that you love the kitchen, right, my dear Pisces? Oh, you. Cooking, small, medium, large, whatever, but you know how to cook. Well, that seasoning that you have, there's a reason they made you like that. There's a reason you received that magical and wonderful information. This week, with your delicacies, you'll be able to have a meeting, gathering, important event that'll help a lot. Yes, that definitely happens. Well, there are also reunions with your family that will give you a lot of peace and tranquility. Some event that you've lived through in previous weeks, now to you, my dear Pisces, gave you more awareness of the here and now, of truth and reality, of yes and no, of up and down. It's that simple. Because in life, you shouldn't be lukewarm or cold or hot or up or down. It's that simple. And that's what made you become more and more aware right now. Because yes, Neptune is in Aries. So it's not in Pisces. It's in a fire sign. And it's telling you everything you stop being, doing, and having for whatever reason. I can't tell you it's for the sake of belonging. Because you, all by yourself, achieve dreams, desires, and longings. But rather for the love of family, for the love of friends, for the love of what you do. Now, you understood that, yes, you still love family, friends, and what you do. But you already know you have to put yourself at the front of the line. Expect many and very good news this week. That will fill your soul and your heart with much joy and happiness. And it gives me great joy that Neptune in Aries and also the Sun in Aries, Mars in Aries, so much in Aries, you're gaining that awareness. You're still that big heart that you are. And you will always continue to do so. But now, putting yourself where you should be, at the front of the line. Thank you so much for joining me. May each and every one of your dreams come true. I wish it for you with all my love. Thank you truly for being part of this great family. I invite you to subscribe here to my channel, give it a thumbs up and hit the bell, and of course, check out the channel. It has so much information. Have you seen all the interviews I have? I don't have many, but they're very interesting. On human development, oh, the one with Jorge Bucay is beautiful. Watch it. A kiss for my dear Jorge Bucay. Many recipes, the message from your angels, and I also have my YouTube channel in English. Oh my God. So if you have friends or family members who don't understand Spanish, tell them to watch my channel in English. Because I assure you, they've never heard such fun horoscopes in English. Well, no, actually, yes. I have great colleagues who are also very nice in the United States. But anyway, sign up. Not sign up. Subscribe here to my channel and tell your friends about my channel. And I invite you to my social media. Look, I don't even know what to tell you anymore. All my networks are verified. If it's not verified, it's not Mizada. Oh, because I find many accounts with my name. It's me, all my information. But it's not me. I don't even give consultations. I don't have people who consult in my name. I don't sell products. Do you want some of my products? Here it is on my page, Mizada-Mohamed.com. What you see there, only that. The hoodies, the t-shirts, the Angel's Diary. It's just that those are the ones to tell. I've gone on too long, I know. Chacho's looking at me like, I'm coming, Chichito, I'm coming. What else? That's all. Just kidding. Give it your all. I know that many times we can see that things get complicated for us. A bit, but when things get complicated is when we must insist the most, when we must give it our all the most. It's time to step out of comfort zones and convenience and to choose who I do want to be with and who I don't. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you all, and I want to see you thrive.
Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, Mizada-Mohamed.com.